Guess who's back? Back again. King's Promise is back. Tell everyone. Well, as you know, Season 3B of Teen Wolf has begun, which means it's time for my lovely face to come back and fangirl all over the place. So we start off our episode knee-deep in Inception Night Terrors. It just is exciting. Just really starting off with a bang. The ulcer that I thought I had gotten rid of at the end of 3A has now returned in full force because everybody has gone insane. And as far as insanity goes, I think Styles is getting it the worst because he has like that triple inception dream that wakes up screaming. His dad has to come hold him and rock him. He thought he was sleeping with Lydia and he was really sleeping alone, but he was really going crazy and his dad had to help him, and it's just too much for his precious little soul. I was not ready to lay my eyes on Isaac after all this long time. It's been too many months and he has just been like marinating his beauty in like his skin and his shoulders and his jaw. I can't. Even if he's getting thrown into the wall, I want to be there to help pick him up. Speaking of getting thrown into the wall, how perfect was Melissa just throwing her little mom quips in? You might be supernatural, but the house is not. I just love it. If that's going to be like a running thing for the season, I'm going to be a big fan. Okay, in Allison's REM sleep psycho episode, I'm trying to figure out why she ends up in the hospital, but instead of going out the door that's right behind her, she decides it's time to explore. And what do I happen upon? My creepy dead aunt. And it also really throws me off that she's more upset about her aunt dying than her mother dying. Like, I understand that her mom's death was her own fault and she was cray-cray AF, but I would imagine you would be closer to your mom than your creepy dead aunt. But I guess we like Jill Wagner more than we like that redheaded lady whose name I forget. I'm really starting to think that they might need some type of drug or medical attention that they are not receiving, maybe some therapy. They need to do something because this whole I'm going randomly into demonic episodes thing is probably not going to work out for the best. Maybe they should talk to somebody, maybe an adult. But as we know from previous seasons, they wait until the very last minute to go talk to an adult because they think they can just figure it out for themselves because teenagers know everything. They don't. I love that Lydia's the only one that's not crazy now and she is going to revel in it. Kind of like, now you see how it feels. You let me go like a season and a half thinking that I was fucking insane and now you're feeling the same thing. And now here I am. I know what I am. I'm a banshee. I scream when people die. What do you have? You're afraid of your own shadow. Literally. What a way to start your daughter off at a new school, Mr. Kimosabi something or another, by saying she doesn't have any friends, she doesn't bring anybody home from school. Sir, it has been 3 weeks. Coming from a new kid on many occasions, I was not checking for anybody until at least month 2. So you need to give her a chance to get her feet wet with these people. And if anything, you might want her to leave their asses at school because they bring a lot of drama with them. I really have to rewire my thirsty brain because all I could think about when Scott was losing control in that classroom was how good his biceps looked. And that probably wasn't what was important. What was important was the fact that he can't control himself anymore. But, like, them arms, though. Like, really. Lydia is a very good friend because if my friend went into a, like, waking nightmare and tried to shoot me in the face with an arrow, we would be done. There's no I'm sorry, we can't come back from that. We would be finished. Because that is some stuff that you can't come back from. Like, if Isaac wasn't there creeping, trying to sniff up under Allison's skirt, Lydia would have been dead. And she just shook it off and they were in the next scene sleeping, doing homework together. Oh no, that friendship is dead. It is dead to rights, dead forever. Bury it, cremate it, piss on it. I'm not being friends with you anymore because you tried to murder me. But I can also appreciate the fact that Lydia appreciates the rules of horror movies because you do not say be right back. No, that is death to one of you. And it'll probably be Lydia because she doesn't have any defenses aside from screaming. And unless she can like high octane that scream and like take it up a few octaves and like make somebody's brain explode, she ain't gonna survive. And I also love that the sheriff has become like Charlie to Scott and Styles is like Charlie's angels, going back in time and find all these old cases and it's like, listen, we about to solve this. I couldn't do it before, but now I know there's werewolves involved and like stuff and things, and we are gonna fix these problems that Beacon Hills has been having since before you were born. Thanks. Even if it means going to this guy and dredging up all of these old feelings about his dead family and then just being like, sorry, bruh, guess I should have left you alone. Rude. But it's okay, Sheriff, I love you. Which is the opposite of how I feel about your damn daddy, Scott. Your daddy is awful. But you agreed, so it's fine. Okay, what I do not have time for is the fact that they always get the kids into these situations. Like Deaton is like, oh yeah, you can go and save everybody if you go into these dark recesses of your mind and almost die and do all this stuff. But then it's like, oh, now there's a door open in your mind and we don't know how to close it. I told you there would be warnings and like I told you it would be dangerous, but I don't know how to close that door in your mind. You should probably figure that out. Really, really, really. You could have told me that ages ago and maybe I would have left my mother in that pit. Well, he did really explain to them that it was dangerous, but still, a door open in my mind is not the move. It will never be the move. My mama did all she was going to do in this life. The best part of this episode, though, was when Melissa had to give Scott his little heart-to-heart. She was like, find your anchor. He was like, Allison was my anchor, oh my God. And she was like, listen, we don't have time for that. Be your own damn anchor. Suck it up. Mother of the Year award goes to Melissa McCall. Yes, God. When is a door not a door? Riddle. Do you think Scott has that huge boner for Kira because she looks like the Asian version of Allison? That was some pretty privilege you were talking, Mama McCall. Not everybody gets to fall in love more than once. Some of us are ugly and can only get it once, if ever. Welp, Peter and Derek are all strung up. Can't wait to see what fanfics come from that. Isaac is totally breaking bro code by trying to boo up Allison. That is wrong AF. Scott was very committed to that relationship, and so was Allison, and they broke up under some very shady circumstances. But you cannot be with her. You are in love with Scott, which is technically the same thing, but whatever. Peter has been doing his crunches dough, especially to be how old he is. He's not that old, but he looks good though. Coach Finstock remains the Shade Queen. That sign language scene would not have been for me because as soon as they started just signing, I would have been done. And by done, I mean I would have walked out of the damn room and would not have looked back. But alas, it was a waking nightmare, so kind of stuck. Maybe they should get lobotomies. That might work. Is it just me or his styles got more muscular, like more tone? He just looks less wiry and more like, oh my gosh, I can do some push-ups. I guess that's not important. That's all the time I'm going to take today. See you next week.